actually noticed there hasn't been as many birds out recently. Is the weather just too hot where they're hiding? I would assume they'd go out more just to hunt berries and stuff like that. And in terms of going out during hot weather, it was kind of interesting reading this, where apparently people got lost, I guess, on a cliff, and you wonder, how do you actually walk there? And they needed the help of a drone, I guess, to actually locate them. It says here, we assisted OVMRO yesterday, who'd been called shortly before 3 p.m. to 2 lost walkers who were stuck above a cliff on the north ridge of Trifan. And you can see they have the drone there, I guess, and they showed where they are, and I have to wonder again, how do you just walk there? It says MRT found the pair and we assisted by providing a detailed video feed of their exact location. Both raised on ropes and rescued safely. It makes me wonder too, has there ever been a story where there was a lost hiker as an example, where they had their own drone, they didn't know how to get help, because maybe there's no, I don't know, reception or something like that for the phone, and so they actually flew the drone down the cliff or the mountain in hopes that someone will see the video and rescue them afterwards? That'd be kind of interesting if there was. And I guess for the theme of travel, how's this? This one says, Toronto man threatens Air Canada agent at Florida airport saying he has a bomb in his bag. So apparently the way the story went was he had a cardiologist appointment where he had to book a flight, and when he went to check his bag, he was surprised about the fees that were involved. And so as a result, he mumbled, I guess, in some way, saying he had an explosive device in his bag, and they took it really seriously, where they actually, I guess, shut down terminals and stuff like that, according to this. And what would be the punishment, I guess, if convicted? It says 15 years in prison or a $10,000 fine, US dollars too. And it makes me wonder in that case, how does saying you have a bomb in the bag convince an airline to actually put it on board without a fee? Isn't it common sense? They'll say, nope, keep it out. And the last thing I read that was kind of interesting, it dealt with a broadcaster here in Canada. It's called the CBC. And what they did was they disabled, I guess, comments in their social media pages like Facebook. I guess they said like as a pilot project. Reason being, they were expressing how it generated so much hate and so forth towards its employees. So instead of trying to moderate it, spending energy that way, they just disabled it. And it says here, CBC began running an experiment on June 16, 2021. We closed Facebook commenting on all news links and news video posts shared on all the news. But with that, apparently they're extending it even longer now until October 31st, and it says to allow more data tracking and experimentation. And their explanation as to why they're doing it, it says, as a responsible public broadcaster, we must weigh the balance of our mandate to inform, entertain, and enlighten the people of Canada against the harm from comments to our audience, staff, and story subjects. We must also scrutinize the value of spending resources on moderating comments on third-party social media platforms. This will allow us to gather the data we need to make informed decisions about how to best serve our audience and our mandate, all with the end goal of reducing harm to our audiences, staff, and those people featured in our news and current affairs coverage. So it seems like a lot of people are angry about that, and they're expressing how the only reason they're disabling it in their view is because they're being called out, I guess, for fake news or whatever. But I guess one of the reasons too, which it makes you think too, it's kind of true, another reason why people are upset is because apparently, to my understanding, this broadcaster gets a lot of public money to fund their program. So they're saying if they're doing that, they shouldn't have a right to, I guess, disable stuff like that. Like people should be free to say what they want. So that's kind of an interesting thought too. I guess I can kind of see it both ways. One, if there's like say an army of quote trolls, and it is a complete waste of time honestly to try to deal with it. At the same time, there are, let's just say, organizations that just want to hide, I guess, information or potentially perception. So what is the balance? I think the biggest factor here, as I mentioned, that argument, it is kind of true. If you're publicly funded, should you be allowed to do that? Alright, see you guys later.